So as a preschool director, we've gotten a lot of questions about the impact of the pandemic on our preschoolers. And pediatricians are starting to notice some developmental delays and some potential long-term consequences of this pandemic. Some of the things they're seeing is that kids aren't getting that same level of cognitive play or social stimulation that they once got before the pandemic because their child care center or their preschool may be closed. They're not able to go on play dates like they were before. Their playground's been closed. And this in turn is causing some delays in speech and in language, trouble sharing, being in groups, and even with fine and gross motor skills. From a mental health standpoint, the loss of that routine and movement that kids at a younger age thrive on has been threatened. And it's been difficult not only for children, but for parents. Maintaining that predictable time, that predictable structure, that predictable transition is really important in a young child's development. And it's been something that the pandemic has made difficult for us to do. And finally, we're seeing some of the children are having a little bit of a regression in things that they may be able to have done by themselves independently before. And they're asking for help for things that they could have done. And that's completely normal. A lot of milestones that they've hit have gone backwards, and they're having a hard time regulating their emotions in a way that they haven't before.
So someone was asking me the other day, do you have any specific examples of children that have been affected? And actually we had a dad come in with his young 2-year-old who's signing up for next September, and the little guy was sitting in his stroller looking all around completely bemused. And his dad said that he actually has not had any interaction with anybody apart from his mom, his dad, and his elder sibling. And so the poor little guy really had no idea where he was, what was going on. So that's just something we're going to have to bear in mind, that a lot of these children coming in really haven't been around anyone else but their nuclear family. And the implications for that are that, when you're at home, you have your own family dynamic, your own family way of speaking and doing things. And that really can have a problem when translating into being part of society in general.
So as far as the long-term implications that we're seeing and that we want to try and really work on in the future, we're seeing that communication is going to be something that we really have to focus on. We're seeing independence is something that we'll have to focus on. We're seeing fine and gross motor skills are something that we'll have to focus on, and social interaction between one another. And they're things that we've always done in the past as a preschool, but it's something we're going to have to focus on even more as the next year comes into fruition.
So we've been thinking about the implications for staff training and staff development, and how we're going to support our staff to support the children in the coming months. And the way we're going to have to do that is really look at the way we present our curriculum. Lisa's already talked about how we've seen already the way some children have been affected. And we're going to just look, it's not that we're doing anything different, but maybe the way that we do it is going to be different. We're going to be approaching working with children in different ways and being more imaginative in the way that we present our curriculum. We're going to have to focus a lot on movement and physical activity, being outside more, working specifically on question and answer. It's amazing how many children really don't understand what a question is. And that seems an obvious thing to say, but when you ask a child a question and they look at you blankly, it's not because they don't want to answer. It may be just that they don't know how to. So we've been already starting to work on some group activities with question and answer, especially in our music sessions. Our music teacher's really been noticing this and developing some extra activities that she can do.
We play to learn. So this year at McKendree, we're going to learn to play. So we hope you'll come join us.